Well, hello everybody. My name is Mr. Christofferson, and I'll be your teacher this year for Honors Chemistry. I'm looking forward to this year and sharing my knowledge of chemistry with you and hopefully get you excited about the subject as well. I want to talk a little bit about the obvious. This is not a normal year, and that means we're going to be doing it online for quite a bit of the time. This is going to require you to be diligent and actually work through the lessons that are given. And we'll run it somewhat as a flipped classroom, and that might be not something you're familiar with. What that means is I'll record all the lessons ahead of time, and I'll put them on the calendar, and I'll show you where that is in just a moment. Then you will be asked to watch the videos of the lesson before class. So then when we do meet for probably 3 times a week, maybe 20 minutes each, you'll have the opportunity to go online with me and ask questions. So it's more like a question and answer time when we're live. The other times are going to be up to you to learn the material. Yes, that means you can work ahead if you wish. There will be assignments. I will collect them. There'll be a small number of points for those. And then we'll take quizzes to check for understanding and tests. The materials are going to be available to you through my website, and I want to share with you where that is. Obviously, you found the Google Classroom. The Google Classroom is not something I will use other than to inform you to go to my website. And let me show you where that is. So if we go up here, and I'll just click here, and I'm going to minimize myself here because we don't need to see this. So let's see if I can make that smaller. Okay, there we go. So now I've gone to my website. The address for this is www.teachandlearnchem.com. The other way you can get to it is if you go to www.unit5.org and type the word chemistry, it'll take you directly to it. Well, it would help if I typed it properly with a W and then type it that way, and it should again take you directly to the address. I'm not sure why that forwarding link isn't working, but nevertheless, we're here now. Now, from this point, one thing you can do is we can look under chemistry. That's our class, and each unit will be given below: introduction to chemistry, matter and energy, and so on. When you click on each subsection, you will then see lesson plans and outlines. Many of these sheets of paper I've already given you. The nice thing is they're filled out here for you. So the student version is the one that I gave you. It's not filled out, and the first version is filled out. There will be lots and lots of PowerPoints. They're fully animated. They go click by click and show lots and lots of the information you need. They will be important for you to go through. Now, one mistake that people make is to assume that everything that I say or everything in the PowerPoint is test-worthy or important, and that's simply not the truth. Oftentimes, I'm trying to paint a picture, trying to make the subject more interesting, give you some background. It doesn't mean it's testable. What does this mean? Well, if you've ever watched PBS, anything that's educational, you don't take notes while you're watching it, yet you learn a whole bunch. So that's what I want you to do, is just pay attention and listen and think about what we're saying, and I think that'll help you a lot. So all the PowerPoints are listed here for you if you need to download them and view them yourself. All the worksheets that we do are also linked here if you ever lose a copy or want a copy. Now, the answer keys are not going to be available, although any numerical answer, I put the answers, all of the answers, on the bottom of the page. That's so that you know you're on the right track when working those out. The way homework will most likely work is you will do the homework. I might say that a certain sheet is due on Wednesday at 3 p.m. So then you'll take a picture of your completed work with your cell phone, and you'll go ahead and send it to me to my Google Drive. Then at 4 o'clock that evening, I will go ahead and post the answer key so you can check your own work. You'll probably get a couple points for doing the assignment. I'll spot check them once in a while, so it's not a guarantee that you get all the points. You actually have to do the work. Then periodically, probably about once a week or so, we'll take a quiz to kind of check for understanding. There's also other sections for you to look at on each unit. So they'll all look the same. When we go to matter and energy, you'll see the lesson plans and PowerPoints and worksheets and additional materials for every single unit that we do. And that should be helpful to you. Now, the other spot that's going to be very useful to you is under the NCHS Science, and that's where it says the homework calendar. Now, when you look at the homework calendar, it will have linked what we are going to do. So last spring, we were supposed to start on the 19th. So this would have been the lesson plans that I was developing for you. It would have had on there information, whatever we did for that period. If there's a demo, there'll be a video of that. There'll be a brief overview of what we've been covering. And again, additional videos to help you understand that material. If I go back to the spring, let's say May or something, you can kind of see how this would work. So if we looked at something like ideal gas law, you would see there's a couple topics that would be covered. There's a little video here of me speaking for about 30 minutes on the topic. Then there's a practice game to play here. And then there's another person that I found online, another teacher who's giving instruction in case you don't like the way I'm instructing it. I'm giving you a shortened another version. Then there's some example problems. At the bottom of each calendar page, there should be homework, if there is homework for that day for you to do. So when we look here, let's look here, barometers, manometers on this day. So there are some PowerPoints for you to look at and videos to watch, the objectives, a couple demonstrations, and then right down here at the bottom, it's hard to see, but there's the homework assignments. So I've linked them for you. You just have to click them and work on them. What I can tell you is that if you keep up with this class, it's going to be pretty good. If you are a procrastinator and wait and don't keep up, you're going to really struggle in this class. And I don't want you to have to really struggle. I want you to be successful. I want you to look forward to, and I want you to enjoy this class. I don't want to say any more today because I've already been speaking a little bit longer than I thought I was going to be speaking. The only other thing I maybe could tell you about is the Google Classroom. And of course, you've seen that already. On that Google Classroom, there will be a class code. You should have already joined. That's how you're here. And then we'll have meet links. And this meet link, I'll probably just use the same link as long as I can. So when we meet, it'll say, like here, it says you'll need to sign the digital safety contract. So that would be something that you would need to do. So you do want to go ahead and read those things. Here, say our first day of class, Monday, August 24th, will be a Google Meet. And hopefully you found that, and that's why you're watching this video at this point. And so you click that and you join in. It is important to note that the district wants us to do attendance. So on the days that we meet synchronously, that is online together, you do need to be to class on time. That means have your computer open, be in the Google Meet, and be there. After about the first 2 minutes, I'll probably just take a picture or do a snipping tool and record who is present in the class. If you're absent, I'll just mark you absent. I'm not sure the office will do very much about it, but we want to try to keep track of who's going to school and who's not digitally. On the days, and then I'll probably spend the first 3 to 5 minutes reviewing the lesson, hitting the big points from the previous day's lesson for you. And if you really had no questions, then you don't have to sit around for the rest of the period with me. You can go work on your own, watching the videos for the next day and so on. If you do want to stay around, though, you'll have the opportunity to ask questions, and I can go through and try to answer them as best I can. That's how I envision most of the year is going to be working, and so it should be a little bit different. I suspect that when this is all done and you get back to school, you're going to really appreciate the chance of going back to school and having teachers directly instruct you. Well, that's all I have for today. So you have a wonderful day, and thanks for listening. Bye-bye.